Howdy guys, Guns222 here. So today I'm playing what is probably the hardest class of tanks to play in the game. It is of course light tanks. For this video I've split up into 8 quick little clips from a few different replays I played today, showcasing 8 quick tips to play your scouts more effectively here in World of Tanks in 2019. Now you'll notice none of these maps featured are things like Prokhorovka or Malinovka, the traditional good scouting maps. Instead, I'm showing how to play scouts effectively on those maps, which might be okay or even, frankly, fairly terrible for scout tanks. So here we are, starting off on Kharkov, tier 10 game. My opening play is going to be to move to this bush out here in the field. This is really highlighting one of the key aspects of playing a scout, which is passive spotting. Taking a bush where you know that you'll be able to spot enemy tanks as they move into position or as they fire from positions, just being patient. Here we go, flipping around. I'm just going to hang out here. There's a T-49 light tanks will often rush across the middle, as this player is. Now you notice I'm holding my shots. I could clip him out right now. I could do 1,000 damage to him. But if I were to do that, I would get spotted and almost certainly shot by enemy tank destroyers from across the way. So rather, I'm just going to hold position, keep him spotted, and wait for our team to find angles on him. You can see here I'm actually trying to pull back from the bush enough for it to go opaque so that I could shoot him without being lit. But I can't do it, so I just hold in place and pick up 500 spawning damage instead. Now you can see I keep looking over to my right, over toward the ridge line where the enemy tank destroyers typically sit. So I'm hoping that as they begin to fire their guns on our team, I might be able to pick up some spots on them. I'm also looking over to the bush where the Leo is, since there could be a light tank in there, and if I were to get spotted from that angle, I would get deleted very quickly indeed. And there we go, an easy 1500 spotting damage on that Badger as he overpoked. Also spotting the pattern as well. So playing this position, it's really all about patience and trusting your team to put those shots in. This Badger, very interesting play from his side. He's just sitting out there, taking it from our whole slew of tank destroyers on our ridgeline. There's another couple of shots of spotting for us. Now I know that Badger's still in its bush right there. Hopefully our team will blind fire that a little bit. I'm pinging it. Hopefully they can put some shots in there, and there we go. I've re-spotted him once again. This can be at times a bit of a frustrating playstyle, I will admit. Sometimes it feels as if you really must do something. You want to get out there, you want to shoot your gun, damage some enemies. But often the best thing you can do, as long as you're getting that spotting and your team is being effective, is to hold position. Now I do get spotted here. Quickly run away. No need to stay in that very open position any longer than absolutely necessary. Here, turn on the replay turbo boost and head over toward the city to see what we can do. I could push up the field here, but our team seems to have that fully in hand. So I think I'll take this moment to highlight another aspect of scout gameplay, particularly on city maps, and that is tracking enemy tanks in position. I know there's Oho here. He's not looking at me. Go for that tracking shot, pin him in place, make him an easy kill for this AMX-30B. I try to go for the penetrating shot here. No go though. Go for the retrack and pull back. Not doing any damage myself, but once again picking up lots of assistance damage and enabling a super easy kill for our AMX-30 where he doesn't have to take any more damage at all. Now for this next clip, starting to look into one of the other important things about scouts, and that is running away from a bad situation. Here we are, typical play on this map. Run over to the middle, spot any enemy heavies or mediums which might be driving into position. I flip around to provide an easy getaway, and there's 3 tanks instantly right in front of me. I don't want to mess with those guys, nor do I want to get shot by any campers, so I beat feet out of that position. That's one thing you need to be doing constantly in your scouts. Very rarely are you in one position for most of the game, unless of course you're in a very, very effective passive location. Here, just quickly highlighting the importance of flipping around backwards so you can leave a location quickly. You can see I do this constantly, especially in my French tanks. Lets me take these shots, and as soon as I get spotted, just get the hell out of there. Given the tanks over to my right, if I'd been facing the Emil, I would have had taken the time to turn around and probably would have taken some damage for it. In this next clip, pushing up, we've won that side. I'm trying to work out some spots in the middle, and I spot an enemy FV-183. Not the kind of tank you want to get by. Now I have good shots on his lower plate here. I could absolutely take these and deal damage, but I would get spotted. So I choose to hold in position and keep him lit for our team. Once again, another key aspect of playing scouts. Often the best thing you do is not shoot. Unfortunately, I do make kind of a subtle mistake there. I was trying to double bush to get shots on him, and I actually backed out of the bush I was in, so I get spotted. But quickly run away, utilizing that tactic of facing the direction you want to escape to, able to reclip and rejoin the team here as we formulate a plan to push in on the enemy campers. Alright, next up, pushing with your team. So you can see I've pushed up to the middle with this LT-432, put a couple of shots into a Scorpion spotted out of position. Unfortunately, the last two don't win. But now I'm thinking about moving up and getting some spots for our team. The Scorpion's unlit. There's a Charioteer in the back, but wait, that Charioteer's moving. He doesn't have shots. If I were to spot up and push anything right now, I had to be on my own. He doesn't have my back. Now I see the LT begin to move up, and moving together, we can almost certainly gangbang any enemy tank destroyers we might run into. That's another key aspect of playing your scouts. You really don't want to be making pushes unless you know that you have TD support or you have other tanks with you. Scouting is rather useless unless your team's able to back you up. Take the quick pick on the Scorpion there, immediately ping my F8, let the LT know that I'm reloading my clip. LT goes around to the left, unfortunately takes a big hit from the Ferdinand, but I immediately swing right. So I want to help this LT take out the Ferdinand with my clip potential. Coming around the bluff here, I spot the STRV off to my right hand flank. Turn, take a quick look at him. Luckily he bounces off my track, but I need to ignore him. We need to take out the Ferdinand first, and then we can deal with the STRV. Ferdinand makes a mistake, drives out from behind the rock trying to escape the LT, and I dump my clip into him. Now if either myself or the LT had come here alone, we likely would have died to the combination of the Ferdinand and the STRV, but since we came in together, made for a very effective play indeed, and sealed this game for our team. Next up here we have Mountain Pass. Definitely not a good scouting map. See, I was thinking about taking the bushes and trees to my right, but this Lynx is pushing very aggressively across the way. Not usually a good play, but since he has done it, it really doesn't make sense to have two scouts in the same position, and that's this tip. If one scout's playing a location on a map, if you're in a scout as well, you probably shouldn't be playing the same one. You want to be finding another angle. And here, I'm actually playing a little bit more like a medium tank. I've aimed up, I'm prepared to shoot anything that he spots, put a shot into the RU, and one into the Scorpion. Beautiful. You can see sometimes light tanks don't always have to be running around or spotting. Sometimes they're most effective in a covering position for another tank. I'll pull back, get the reload here. And actually, later on in the same game, fortunately it's Mountain Pass, not a whole lot of spotting opportunities, but in this final clip, we'll take a look at how your scout's gun can actually be quite effective. Of course, the main utility of a scout is that spotting ability, finding those enemy tanks for your team to shoot at, but especially a tank like the 1390, you have good clip potential, good gun handling. You can absolutely wreck enemies if you can get their sides or rear. I've noticed this T95 is engaging our Lynx 6x6, who actually survived the entire game. Good on him, but he is a one-shot for the T95, as I'm hoping to help him out here and get some nice flanking fire. Coming around the corner, T95 is backing up on the hill. Beautiful angle for me, right into the engine deck. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Hoping for the fire, but not today. I begin to move up. Artillery nails me. Luckily not for too much, but the T95s begin to turn. I know he's going to get the shot on me, so I use this rock between us as cover. It doesn't quite cover my whole tank, but it gives him a really iffy shot in my turret. I back up, he fluffs the shot into the rock, and now I can begin to move up on him. I'm counting in my head 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000. I know I need to get around him before he managed to reload that big gun of his. Go for the tracking shot. Doesn't go in. I've gotten around him though, we're good to go. Take my time, aim this shot. Going for the tracking, but I get the fire instead. Perhaps I damaged his fuel tanks in my previous clip. And that's GG. So this has been helpful, guys. Just 8 quick tips on how to more effectively play your scouts in World of Tanks here in 2019. Good luck on the battlefield, and I will catch you next time.